The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good afternoon, AFTR members, and thank you so very much for joining us today. I'm very pleased to have on the line with me Cherie and Julie, who are from Julie King and Associates, and they look after the training requirements for Dubai Tourism in Australia. Dubai Tourism is an AFTR member. In fact, they're our destination partner. And throughout this period of working remotely, Dubai Tourism very much wants to remain connected with you all. And to make the most of this time, they've put together a fantastic webinar series. Today, they're focusing on getting to know the neighbourhoods of Dubai. And the next webinar that will be focused on, the guys are thinking that it'll probably be around families because that's a very popular topic that we've had requests on. And that will be in 2 weeks' time. So thank you very much for joining us today. I'm going to hand you over to Cherie, and then I'll jump back on at the end of the webinar and have a dialogue with both Julie and Cherie to answer any questions that you have. This webinar is in listen-only mode, but we do invite questions, so make sure you use the toolbox to ask any questions that you have. We are recording the webinar and we will put it on the AFTR website. So if you think it would be of value to your colleagues or you simply want to watch it again, it will be available to you. Cherie, welcome and thank you so much for running our members through this fantastic topic today.
Thanks so much, Jo. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks again for joining us on our second Dubai webinar series. Today, we are going to give you a high-level update on the various neighbourhoods of Dubai and what attractions and experiences are located in and around these areas. It's to help you select the best location for your clients based on their interests, whether it be their first or their third visit to Dubai. We will, of course, drill down to family, culture, adventure, and other segments over the next few weeks. If there's any other segments you would like us to address in the up and coming webinars, please do add this to your questions box today. Firstly, I'm going to start off with Deira. So historically, Deira has been the commercial trading centre of Dubai. It is now become more developed with shopping malls and many hotels and apartments around this area. Deira is only, approximately 5 to 7 minutes from Dubai International Airport. You'll see here I've placed it on the map where the arrow is, so you get very close from the Dubai Airport. Examples of hotels located in Deira include the Novotel, the Avani, Crown Plaza, Ibis, so very budget friendly in this area as well. A couple of the main attractions in Deira are the spice and gold souks. So the spice souks are very colourful and the aromas really do take you on a sensory journey. There's countless flavours and recipes that will greet you, and you'll be able to make your way through the traditional spice markets there in Deira. You'll be introduced to mounds of fragrant herbs and spices spilling from the large baskets. Some may be rather strong, but there's others that are really light, airy and sweet as well. So you can wander around the many different stalls and chat to the vendors. They will also give you plenty of ideas of how you can use the various spices in your dishes as well. There's also a great selection of nuts, oils and saffron available from the markets. The spices are actually sold by weight and in packets. However, like other souks, if you're buying in bulk quantities, the vendors do expect you to haggle also. Just to mention that these spices can be vacuum sealed, so you can actually bring them back to Australia. Of course, you need to declare them, but there's no problems in having those come through. Next is the Gold Souk. So a trip to Dubai really isn't complete without visiting the famous Gold Souk, which is one of the oldest and most traditional markets in the Emirate. So whether you're just browsing or even on the hunt for the slightest amount of gold, you can actually walk through the many glittering Gold Souk market stores and actually find the biggest selection of gold jewellery, gemstones, crafted in various carats as well. All merchandise is carefully regulated by the Dubai government to ensure the authenticity and the quality as well. Just to mention, the spice and gold souks are covered, so you are protected from the elements. So during the summertime, the aircon units will blow out the cold air, and you can obviously purchase cold refreshments from the many vendors in the area as well. The majority of Australian visitors will actually see the Souks as part of a city tour, but it is also very doable if your customers are keen self-explorers as well. Moving on to our next area, which is Bur Dubai. So Bur Dubai is located around 10 minutes from Dubai International Airport, and you'll see on the map there, it's on the other side of the creek from where Deira we were talking about previously. So what I wanted to talk to you about was the Al Fahidi historical neighbourhood. Now, this area here is basically, I guess, one of the eldest neighbourhoods in the city, and it's best seen by walking. It's actually a great area in terms of you'll be walking through the traditional wind towers and a maze of winding alleyways where you'll find textile souks, the art galleries, guest houses and cafes serving traditional food as well. A very popular place to visit is the Arabian Tea House, which is a quaint cafe offering more than 150 different types of tea in a leafy courtyard setting. Here you can also enjoy traditional Arabic feast and the Emirati hospitality as well. For those art enthusiasts, the Majlis Gallery became a meeting place for artists and art lovers where they can find a common ground. Today, in addition to the permanent collection of art, ranging from paintings and ceramics to glasswork and photography, the gallery offers opportunities to work alongside established artists working in all media. Also, make sure you tell your clients to visit the gallery, the Calligraphy House, which specialises in Arabic calligraphy and everything related to the art form as well. The Dubai Museum is also housed in the Al Fahidi Fort. This is the oldest existing building in the city. It showcases Dubai's history and the original heritage. You can get a glimpse of everyday life before the discovery of oil. The galleries recreate the historical local houses, mosques, souks, date farms, desert and marine life as well. And you can also explore the rich history of pearl diving in this region, which includes the actual weights and scales used at this time. You'll see a vast difference between the old and modern Dubai, which developed over just a few years. I must also let you know the entry to this museum is only 3 dirham as well. Moving on to the Sheikh Mohammed Centre of Cultural Understanding, which is also located in Bur Dubai. I'm not sure if many of you know of this or have experienced this, but it's actually one of the best, I guess, opportunities and experiences that you can send your clients to. So we call it SMCCU for short. It is a non-profit organisation which first opened in 1998. So it is located in the restored Wind Tower House of the Al Fahidi historical neighbourhood. The centre offers a range of activities, so you can actually have a traditional cuisine and conversations with local Emiratis. With its motto being open doors, open minds, all questions, no matter how sensitive, are welcome and answered as well. So you can enjoy a traditional Emirati breakfast, brunch or lunch, depending on which day the tour is booked. And you'll start with a guided walking tour around the Al Fahidi neighbourhood, then take a seat on a Bedouin style carpets and pillows and really enjoy a selection of traditional dishes while your local host will answer any questions about life in Dubai. So we definitely recommend this tour for everyone coming in. Next is the Al Shindagha Museum. So this is set along the Dubai Creek and it tells a proud story of the nation's past and traditions as well. So the museum's I guess Dubai Creek, birth of the city, is a state-of-the-art multimedia experience that guides visitors through the areas and the dramatic development over the centuries as well. The carefully curated tour features interactive videos, touch displays, and historical photographs and artefacts, so visitors can gain an insight to what it was like for the Emiratis to raise a family by the waterways and how the maritime trade affected their livelihoods as well. Afterwards, you can stop by the perfume house next door and discover the, I guess, the Emirati fragrances. It highlights how scents played an integral role in the nation's history, with a legacy that still lives on today as well. So entry to the Al Shindagha Museum is 15 dirhams for adults. The next area in Bur Dubai is Seef. So Seef was developed a few years ago in 2017, and it's located near the Dubai Creek. So it's basically making its mark on the heritage district with beautiful traditions combined with modern designs as well. So the city showcases an inspiring partnership between its proud past and its also bright future as well. Seef introduced an open-air floating market accompanied by creekside pontoons. There's also regional crafts and textiles in the area, and also Emirati art spaces and pop-ups dedicated to local cuisines as well. I would say the best way to take it in is by doing a walking tour, where you can actually start in El Fahidi and stroll over to Seef as well. Seef is home to 3 hotels run by the Hilton Group, 2 being very modern, funky properties, and 1 being more of a boutique heritage style. You may also be familiar in terms of the Bur Dubai area is the Arabian Courtyard Hotel. So this is really a popular 4-star property with the Australian market. It's obviously the Arabian themed hotel. It's also close to the metro station as well, so a great location. So overall, I guess Bur Dubai is an area that's a great place for people wanting to be close to the heritage and arts, but also within a close proximity to downtown Dubai as well. Moving on to Dubai Creek, Canal and the Frame. So Dubai Creek, I guess for Dubai, many people, are obviously used to seeing the glitz and glamour of the skyline, but I guess the real heart of the city is always and will be the creek. Its waters basically, were originally for Dubai's main forms of the economy with the pearl diving and the fishing. So today the area is filled with a lot of history of Dubai, and it's also home to the Dubai Museum, which we mentioned before, and its winding alleyways, gold spice souks and textile souks along that area. While at the creek, you can ride across the water on a traditional abra. We really recommend everybody does this. It's only 1 dirham, and it really is the best value tourist attraction in the city. And it does enable you to cross the creek going from Bur Dubai to Deira or vice versa as well. You can also do a private tour on the creek for 1 hour on the abra, which can be arranged at the abra station as well. The Dubai Canal is a 3.2 kilometre long waterway, and it extends from the creek in Old Town Dubai right through to Business Bay, which is at the back of downtown Dubai, before finding its way back out into the Arabian Gulf. Since opening in 2016, it's created 80,000 square metres of public space and facilities, and also a 12-kilometre cycling path as well. So the canal's really become a popular visitor attraction. It's got 5 pedestrian bridges that snake its way across the waterway as well. And nearby the El Habtoua City development, which is home to the exciting La Pearl Aqua Theatre show as well, and also 5-star hotels and an array of restaurants in this area as well. Then moving on to the Dubai Frame, you may have seen me mention this in our last webinar series. It's actually really quite a spectacular engineering feat because it's situated in Zabeel Park, which is directly between Old and New Town Dubai, or downtown Dubai. The towering structure offers panoramic views. It's 150 metres high as well, and it's got a state-of-the-art clear glass bridge which connects the parallel vertical towers as well. So you can actually see once you're up the top, you can see down the bottom as well. So quite a spectacular experience. It's 50 dirhams entry for adults and 20 for children as well, so really affordable. Now I want to move on to downtown Dubai. So I guess some of the key hotels in this area are operated by the Address Hotel Group. So ranging from your 3 to your 5-star. So starting off with the Rove Hotels, which is your 3.5-star funky hotels. One's located directly across from the Dubai Mall. And then you have the Vida and the Manzil, which are more of your boutique style low rise. And then an array of luxury 5-star hotels, which includes the stunning Palace downtown and the new Address Sky View, which has 2 towers linked by a sky bridge, which is an attraction in its own right. And they have an infinity pool up the top there as well. So downtown is a great location for clients wanting to be central and enjoy shopping, walking, and the architecture as well in this area. I should also mention downtown is around 15 to 20 minutes from the Dubai International Airport. A visit downtown wouldn't be complete without visiting the Burj Khalifa. So standing at 828 metres high, it's hard to miss in the area. It's the world's tallest tower and obviously dominates the Dubai skyline as well. We always say it's best appreciated up close or even better from inside. On a clear day, the view from the observation deck on level 124 is absolutely stunning. So we also have another observation deck, which is it's a luxurious at the top sky lounge experience, which is on level 148 as well. And for those who would like to stay around longer or enjoy a meal and a sunset drink, we really can recommend the fine dining restaurant atmosphere on level 122 as well. Then we move on to Dubai Mall, which is obviously right next door to Burj Khalifa. The Dubai Mall, I guess, an entire day really isn't enough to see the mall because it is an attraction within itself as well. We have 1,200 plus, retail stores, shops in the mall, plus 150 restaurants. The venue is home to an indoor theme park, an ice rink, an indoor waterfall, and also the choreographed fountain, and also the Dubai Aquarium and underwater zoo. So I'll cover a lot more of these areas in our family webinar as well. So the Dubai Fountain Show, it's located at the base of the Burj Khalifa, so just out the back of Dubai Mall. So it's one of the world's largest choreographed fountain system, which produces what's become one of the most popular shows, I guess, in Dubai. And it is free to see, which is fantastic. There's two shows that occur in the afternoon at 1 p.m. and 1:30, except for on Fridays. Fridays it's 1:30 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the evening displays begin at sunset, so approximately around 6 p.m. and take place every 30 minutes until the final song plays at 11 p.m. in the evening as well. I just wanted to mention there is a new step on board, which is a unique viewing platform to get up close to the fountains, which is 20 dirhams per person. Of course, you don't have to do this. You can still view and have the experience from the back of the Dubai Mall as well. Just to move on to Dubai Opera. So the Opera House is situated in the new Opera District, which is the heart of Dubai. It offers an enticing schedule, which is kind of linked to, I guess, London's West End and New York's Broadway. With views of the Dubai Fountain, and it's next to the Burj Khalifa. So it is a beautiful, beautiful structure. It was inspired by the shape of an Arabian dhow boat, while the rear of the building arches towards like a hull, and it's used for the foyer area. The stage area is designed in such a way that it can be easily converted into 3 different platforms. So you could have a theatre, hall, or concert hall as well. It does seat 2,000 in the actual venue itself. And you can also, I mentioned on our last webinar that there was the Visit Dubai calendar, so you can actually refer to that to see what shows or events are on at the Opera House during the time of your client's visit as well. Moving on to our next neighbourhood, which is Jumeirah Beach. So Jumeirah Beach Road stretches along the entire city of Dubai from Old Town to Jumeirah Beach residents. So you'll see on my map here as well. You'll find many resorts along the beach, and it's great for those who are wanting to spend time outdoors as well. So examples of hotels along Deira Beach include the Four Seasons Hotel, the Mandarin Oriental, the Western, Madinat Jumeirah, Jumeirah Beach Hotel, and of course the iconic 7-star hotel, the Burj Al Arab as well. Now, speaking of Madinat Jumeirah, it's really, I guess, an experience that marries the traditional and luxury, and it's a great place to visit even if you aren't staying in Madinat as well. It's a great experience for everyone to actually see a lot of the traditions. It's a complex that, is inspired by ancient citadel as well. And I guess it encloses luxury, a lot of the luxury hotels built in a traditional style. It has the world-class Talise Spa there as well, and also the Souk Madinat. So it's an undercover market style shopping area there as well. And also Madinat Theatre, and the great part of anyone staying in any of the Jumeirah properties or those outside of staying in Jumeirah properties is there's 40 restaurants and lounges to choose from in this area as well. So you can also explore the serene area on a traditional Abra boat as well. So that will take you through the waterways and you can really appreciate the architecture in this area. Just to mention, the Wildwoody Water Park is also located next door and is free to guests staying at both Jumeirah Beach Hotel and Jumeirah Marina. This area is also home to Jumeirah Al Naseem and also the Burj Al Arab as well. Then we move on to Kite Beach. So Kite Beach is a great area for those wanting to spend a day at the beach, essentially. It's named after various kite surfers that enjoy the winds and the waves, and it's perfect for a family beach day as well. It's obviously a spot where there's a lot of water sports, but there's also plenty to do outside of the water. You can grab a drink or a bite to eat in one of the many open air cafes and restaurants just away from the actual beach itself. You can watch bikers and skaters at the skate park, or you can get into a game of volleyball with friends as well. So there's plenty of beach activities, and there's also a great view of the Burj Al Arab. So it's easy to spend a whole day here as well. Then moving on to the beautiful Al Farouk Mosque. This is one of the 2 mosques that you are able to visit. The inside of this mosque is absolutely stunning as well. So we definitely recommend a visit to Al Farouk and also the Jumeirah Mosque. Another area I wanted to mention, which is quite new for Dubai, is an area called Lamur. So it's located on Jumeirah Beach, where the sun, sea and outdoors all come together. It's a new addition to the city, and it's basically a lot of open spaces with palm tree lined boulevards. We have graffiti art murals, and it's really got a laid back charm to it in this area. So it's great for those who are wanting a more chilled and relaxed space to eat and drink, and it's got a lot of variety of different cuisines on offer as well. One of the highlights in the area is the inflatable playground concept. It features a series of dune-shaped peaks for low impact and high intensity fun. And there's also the Laguna Water Park, which is located on the beachfront of Lamur, which includes a surf machine, multiple water slides and a lazy river as well. Then I wanted to mention to you Jumeirah Mosque. So the mosque actually has tours that operate daily at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m, except for Fridays. The cost for this tour is 35 dirham. No bookings are required, so you just need to arrive at the mosque. Obviously, modest clothing is preferred. Traditional dresses can be borrowed from the mosque as well. And it'll include a light Emirati refreshments as well for this one. So definitely you do not need to book, but it's recommended that you arrive about half an hour earlier as well. And then lastly, the Etihad Museum. So this museum features an abundance of interactive pavilions where visitors can explore the UAE's history, with particular emphasis on the significant period surrounding the establishment of the country's independence, so between 1968 and 1974, through photos, films and more. So again, another interactive museum there. And the entry fee for adults is 25 dirham. Now I'm going to move over to the Palm Jumeirah. So I guess in terms of everyone seems to be quite familiar with the palm. It is obviously a man-made island in the shape of a palm tree. And I guess the reasons why locals say only in Dubai is because it's one of the largest artificial islands in the world as well. So there's a vast array of high-end hotels on the palm, including the Emerald Palace, Waldorf Astoria, the W Dubai, Fairmont, One and Only, and of course the iconic Atlantis Palm. I do want to point out though, at Jumeirah Zabil Zarai on the Palm is where you can have the world famous Turkish Hammam treatment in the beautiful Talis Ottoman spa there. So very popular and an amazing experience for your clients. So they obviously can book in there even if they aren't staying at the Jumeirah Zabil Zarai as well. Just to mention, there is a monorail, so it runs down the trunk of the palm that connects to the mainland's tram system as well. So another option if people don't want to take an Uber or a taxi onto the palm. Now, the Pointe is Dubai's newest waterfront destination. So this area offers dining, entertainment and leisure, and it's set at the tip of the Palm Jumeirah. So it's across the bay from Atlantis, the Palm. The Pointe is a scenic relaxing area. It has over 80 restaurants. There's some shops and attractions, including dining, retail and entertainment outlets. It really is a centrepiece for a spectacular fountain display as well, which can be seen from a wide range of points along the actual promenade there as well. So it does bring a new energy to entertainment and dining landscape of Dubai. I guess for us, like before the Pointe was open, when you were on the Palm, you were restricted to your in-resort dining. Otherwise, you had to come off the Palm essentially as well. So it's a great new destination for residents and tourists as well. Like I said, there's a huge range of dining options, from gourmet dining to casual family restaurants as well. There's also a dine-in cinema and supermarket and a children's entertainment area as well. So it's located 5 kilometres out to sea, and it's great because it does have the cool sea breezes coming in as well, and of course the stunning views. So it's a 1.5 kilometre promenade, and it really is a destination in itself as well. Still on the Palm Jumeirah, so Aquaventure and Lost Chambers. So located at the iconic Atlantis de Palm, Aquaventure Water Park offers 30 slides and attractions. It's got Dubai's longest lazy river as well, and we have a new wave machine there. And also you can enjoy 500 metres of private beach area as well. So of course, guests staying at Atlantis de Palm are able to access Aquaventure for free as well, but obviously guests outside can come and join in on the fun as well. So Lost Chambers Aquarium has 65,000 marine animals that swim in the Ambassador Lagoon there as well. So you can actually take behind the scenes tour, or you can book in for snorkeling, diving and an aqua trek session as well. Our next area is the Dubai Marina and Jumeirah Beach residents. So for those who like to shop, dine and see a movie and go to the beach all in one place, I would definitely consider that they stay around the Jumeirah Beach residence area. We call it JBR, and it's one of Dubai's most popular beachfront locations. Opposite the JBR Beach, which features many dining options, you'll find guest DJs on the weekend. There's a cinema, there's play areas for the children. You'll see on the top right-hand corner there is the children's splash park, and that's called Aqua Park, which is an inflatable floating obstacle course on the water. JBR is always buzzing with activity. The beach is also connected to the new Bluewaters Island district by a pedestrian bridge as well. And then also you have like a lot of hotels in this area, which is like the Sofitel, the Le Méridien, the JA Ocean View, Movenpick, Sheraton, and the Ritz-Carlton as well. Now the Marina area, both JBR and the Marina area, Dubai Marina, are approximately 45 minutes from Dubai Airport, depending on traffic as well. So the Marina is the world's largest man-made marina. And you can really, I guess, have a look up and see the iconic buildings, the beautiful architecture as well of the buildings in this area. And you can walk along the Marina Walk to see the sights from the water. You can also take a traditional dhow cruise or a yacht sunset cruise as well. So really to take in, I guess, the scope of the marina area as well. The Dubai Marina has an array of waterside restaurants to choose from, as well as a retail experience at the Dubai Marina Mall as well. Now, there's a great couple of adventure activities to do here as well. So Skydive Dubai, although Dubai is, pretty impressive from the ground, flying high above takes things to a new level, I guess. I guess because of the weather in Dubai, with the glorious year-round sunshine, it makes it perfect for skydiving. So you can really appreciate the beautiful weather and pristine views. And why not taking a free fall through the skies over the iconic Palm Jumeirah as well. So if you've got any clients or yourselves that are quite adventurous, this is definitely for you. And then we also have the X-Line Dubai. So this is the world's longest, I should say, urban zip line. It also has multiple lines, so you can actually, travel with friends and family. You can do a tandem ride together. The X-Line flies over land and water, so it can get up to 80 kilometres per hour, and it takes you from 170 metres down to ground level as well. So hotels and apartments are available in the Dubai Marina area, featuring properties from the Hilton, the Address, Rove Hotels, and also Grosvenor House. So I guess for Dubai Marina and the JBR area, it's great for families and also those who want to spend time outdoors and on the water as well. Then we move on to Bluewaters Island. So this is home to the Eye Dubai, which is the world's largest observation wheel you'll see there, and it's due to open later this year. It's along with 200 retail outlets and dining concepts as well. The modern district features views of the Gulf. It's also surrounded by water and detached, I guess, from the hustle and bustle of the mainland. So your clients will definitely get an island experience here as well. So it's located off the waters of the Dubai Marina, and it's split into two different areas. So it's across residential retail, leisure and entertainment, hotels, one being Caesar's Palace, which is open, beach clubs as well. So the Eye Dubai itself, so the wheel is really going to be the centerpiece, and we're expecting it to attract thousands of visitors each year as well. So at Bluewaters, you can experience a new kind of city life surrounded, I guess, by the amazing views of Dubai as well. And it is connected closely to the mainland via a direct bridge to Sheikh Zayed Road. You can also take a stroll over the pedestrian bridge as well, which is linking the island to the Jumeirah Beach residence area. So it's only, I think, under 300 metres. So it's really a convenient way to travel between the Jumeirah Beach residence and Bluewaters Island as well. Moving on to the Dubai desert. So for us, from say Dubai International Airport, you're looking at around 45, say 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes. And you can really experience, I guess, the marbles of the Arabian desert. And it's, I guess, the original tourist attraction of Dubai as well. So you can take a morning or afternoon desert safari. And I guess the great thing there is that depending on their flight times of coming in as well, you can always fit in the desert safari in the afternoon and then, overnight for their morning flight and so forth. So definitely a great option there. I guess when you're actually participating in the desert safari, if you haven't done it yourself, you actually experience like the 4x4s, so the dune bashing on some of them, and you can also include quad biking, some sandboarding as well for the kids. And we also always have the Falcon show as well, followed by the traditional barbecue dinner with henna and camel rides as well. So for the Australian market, I would say the Desert Safari is one of the most popular tours, and we really recommend that everybody does get to experience this at least once. We also have out in the desert the hot air ballooning, which is really a great way to see the sunset in the desert. It's really calming and breathtaking experience, and definitely well worth the early morning wake up call as well. So just something a little bit different as well for customers that have or are returning to Dubai as well. If a desert resort stay isn't your thing, then you actually can do an overnight camping or glamping experience where you can still actually experience all the desert activities as well. And then lastly, you can also skydive over the desert as another option from in the Marina area as well. I wanted to mention a really special experience, which is the El Marmoom Bedouin experience. So you can see Bedouin life firsthand at the El Marmoom Bedouin experience in the conservation reserve. The cultural tour will take you on a journey followed by the nomadic desert dwellers that give you insights into their way of living. You can actually explore the Bedouin village with your local host, and you will learn about daily customs and traditions of their culture as well. So the village is actually built authentically out of raw materials like goat hair, and it's based next to the beautiful desert oasis in the El Marmoom Desert Conservation Reserve as well. So you can really discover what Dubai was like, I guess, in the 1920s when nomadic Bedouins wandered the sand dunes of the desert and searched for, food and water. It's spread across 40 hectares of shrubland and fertile area, and the reserve is home to over 204 species of native birds, 158 migrant birds, and over 10 kilometres of lakes as well. I'm going to talk you through two of Dubai's desert resort properties. The first one being El Maha Desert Resort and Spa. So Al Maha was designed to evoke Dubai's Bedouin heritage. So it's an eco-luxury resort that really takes guests on a unique experience. It has stunning panoramic views and 5-star amenities. So the resort really blends, I guess, the serenity of the desert with all the modern luxuries as well. So Al Maha reveals a different side to Dubai. So visitors can actually have a number of experiences, such as dining amongst the dunes, gazing at the stars and catching a glimpse of the Arabian oryx or the gazelles while enjoying the sunset as well. With dining options that range from traditional Arabic cuisine to international dishes. There's also activities to do with the various spa treatments, to falconry and dune drives within the desert terrain. And also they can organise some really beautiful private dinners in the desert as well. I should mention that Al Maha is an adults only resort. The next property I want to talk to you about was Bab al-Sham's desert resort property. So Bab al-Shams is nestled amongst the dunes. It is a low-lying resort and it really is an oasis of tranquility that combines rustic charm with tradition as well as luxury, and it really brings that authentic desert experience to your clients. So although it's isolated from the busy world around it, Bab al-Shams is really accessible. It's only around 45 minutes drive from Dubai International Airport. As well, it offers like a really delicious cuisine, nature walks, you've got your camel rides and your desert adventures. The great thing as well is the pools are temperature controlled. They have archery ranges there, there's falcon exhibitions as well. And the resort's desert ecosystem hosts like the gazelles, birds, geckos and wildlife around that area as well. What I did want to mention is the picture on the bottom there, which is the El Deira restaurant, and it really is the centerpiece of Bab al-Sham's experience. So there's delicious outdoor live cooking, which is spread over, you know, Arabic and international cuisines, accompanied by an a la carte option as well. So every visit is an adventure with riders on horses and camels putting on evening shows and the falconry, and also the ballet dancers who really complete the scene there at Bab al-Shams. I wanted to touch on some other areas. So Dubai, fortunately, has a lot of different neighbourhoods, but I did want to mention a few different areas which you may have heard come up or your clients may have mentioned to you. One being City Walk. So City Walk is on the top left-hand side there. It stretches over 13,000 square kilometres, and it's very similar to European pedestrian precincts. So it offers vehicle-free zones. So you can actually walk along the tree-lined avenues and with shops and restaurants and see the skyscrapers like Burj Khalifa in the background. So it's a great district. It's like an entertainment hub as well. We have the Coca-Cola Arena located there. And there are also fountains, children's playground areas, a lot of open air seating as well. And located in this area is an attraction called the Green Planet, which is an indoor rainforest filled with flora and fauna. I will also touch on this when we cover the family segment as well. The next one is Dubai Festival City, which is on the right-hand side, top right-hand side there. This one's super close to Dubai Airport, so about 5 minutes, and it's really has great access to old Dubai and downtown as well. It's a really popular location for stopover and also for business travellers as well. And with the new Dubai Canal opening, the visitors can now actually access Festival City from ferry from hotels located around the downtown area. The Dubai Festival City Mall is a key highlight. So there's around 350 stores in that mall. There's also a cinema complex, lots of dining options as well. And the great thing about it is you'll see on this picture is this spectacular water, light and laser projection show, which takes place daily after sunset down at the Festival Bay there. So hotels in this area include the Intercontinental, the Crown Plaza, Holiday Inn, and there's also a Hard Rock Cafe in this area as well. Moving along to Business Bay. So Business Bay is located on the outskirts of downtown Dubai. So basically, I guess through Business Bay, you'll see the Dubai Water Canal, which is, we talked about before, is one of the newer attractions where you can actually stroll along the promenade. And it's really become quite an evening ritual for many residents and also visitors. So if you head out between 8 and 10 p.m. at night, you'll see the cascading waterfalls in this area that are lit up with neon lights, which is quite pretty. It's more of a low-key area than downtown, but it also makes you a great base, I guess, away from the hustle and bustle. So hotels in this area include the JW Marriott Marquis, the Taj, the Oberoi, Dubai, the Doubletree by Hilton, and the Park Regis as well. Then moving along to the Dubai International Financial Centre, so DIFC. We like to abbreviate everything, as you can tell. So the DIFC district features ultra-modern office spaces. There's retail outlets, cafes and restaurants, also art galleries, residential apartments. There's a lot of public green areas, spaces, hotels as well. And it's a great, I guess, destination where business meets lifestyle as well in this area. So hotels located in this area are the Jumeirah Emirates Towers, the Waldorf Astoria, Four Seasons and Ritz-Carlton. This is definitely a great option for those wanting to be in the business hub, and it also has some of the best restaurants in Dubai as well. Then I wanted to mention Jebel Ali. So I'll just touch briefly on this because I will cover this area in the family segments as well. So Jebel Ali, which is around 20 minutes from the Dubai Marina area, this is where you'll find the Dubai Parks and Resorts located. So your Motion Gate, Bollywood, Legoland. So we have two hotels located in this area. One being the Lapita Hotel, which is an autograph collection hotel by the Marriott, so Polynesia themed. And the other one being the Rove at the Park, which is more of a budget-friendly hotel. It's still very funky and fun for families. So we've got two hotels located out there as well. Now, I wanted to just remind you about the available assets that are on offer for you as well. Obviously, the Visit Dubai website, which we covered in the last webinar, and also the Dubai Expert Training Program. So great gamification for you to explore and learn new things about Dubai. We also have the online asset collection, which gives you access to images and videos as well to use for in-store marketing. And then we have the Dubai 360, which obviously gives you 360 views of locations in Dubai, so you can play around with that. And then the last one I wanted to mention, which was the Stay Home, Stay Safe campaign that Dubai Tourism are currently running. And there's a link there to the YouTube video as well. So yeah, some really great assets available for you. And then lastly, it's just a really great initiative that has been launched. It's called the World's Tallest Donation Box. And it was launched as part of the 10 Million Meals campaign. So the World's Tallest Donation Box enables companies, entities, and the public to purchase lights of the Burj Khalifa for 10 dirhams each. And basically it is, what they want to do is collectively donate 1.2 million meals or food parcels to individuals and families affected by the coronavirus outbreak in the UAE. So for every light purchased for 10 dirhams through the website, 1 meal is to be provided to someone in need as part of the UAE's social efforts to, I guess, support the most vulnerable against the economic and the humanitarian challenges, you know, posed by the global pandemic that is coronavirus as well. So thank you. Thanks for listening to me talk for the last 30 minutes or so. Hopefully I have given you a better understanding of the neighbourhoods in Dubai and how you can actually create a different experience for your clients. So each time they stop over in destination, there's definitely a lot to do and we've only just skimmed the surface, I guess, at the moment. But like Joe mentioned before, we will be covering the family segment in about a fortnight's time. So I definitely recommend you jump on for that one as well, because there is so much to do and for, you know, big kids, little kids as well. So, but thanks for joining, and we'll now open up to some Q&As.
Thanks, Cherie. Certainly so many activities. Just to give us a sense of the exchange rate, what would 20 dirham sort of equate to in Australian dollars?
That will be, let me just check for you the current rate now.
Because it certainly seems very affordable for the various activities.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the great thing is that Dubai really want people to visit a lot of the attractions and for them to be affordable. So, for example, like the museums, you'll notice are super cheap because we want people to come and learn and discover, you know, the history of Dubai and I guess, you know, the cultural side, which is, you know, a lot of people don't explore that, you know, they sort of think Dubai as the glitz and glamour and, you know, just thinking that there's lacking in culture and history, which is really not the case. So I guess that's for us is why we promote these areas. You know, they're relatively cheap. Even the Dubai frame being, you know, 50 dirhams as well. So yeah, it's I guess for people on all budgets to be able to see and experience attractions in the destination. Let me get that the rate for you, Joe. So 20.
And why?
So if you're looking at 20. Sorry, Joe. If you're looking at 20 dirhams, you're looking at around $8 Australian.
Wow, that's fantastic. Really affordable.
Yeah. Very, very.
Michaela just made a comment that she was in Dubai during restaurant week and she said it was fantastic. Perhaps an idea for a future webinar would be to discuss some of the top dining experiences in Dubai. So thanks for the suggestion, Michaela.
Yeah, that's great. We actually can definitely cover that because we can also talk about the food festival, which sounds like Michaela was at as well. That, you know, runs through the February, March months in Dubai. So we can definitely cover, you know, all different restaurants, cuisines, dining options available for sure.
Fantastic. And Tina has said that apologises. She's not sure if she missed you make a comment around the distance that the Dubai desert is from the city.
From the city, yeah, depending where you are in the city, but if you're from downtown, around 45 minutes approximately.
Oh, that's how long it takes to get anywhere in Sydney, so that's really not that far at all.
No, exactly.
And Jackie's asked a question around the Al Seep floating markets. Just wondering if that operates daily.
Yes, it does.
Fantastic. Let's have another look at the question here. Oh, great question from Todd. Todd's wondering what is the most popular area to stay in if you're headed to Dubai for, say, a night or two stopover?
Ooh.
Marie, do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Julie.
Yeah. It really depends on what your interest level is, but I would say downtown Dubai is a great area if it's a one-night stay because you're close to the shopping malls. You can also walk around the area. You experience the culture in that area as well. So that's probably quite a good area for a one-night stay. But equally, also parts of the old town if you really want to just immerse yourself in culture for one night, which are quite close to the airport as well.
Fantastic. Let's just see a question from Diane around new drinking and eating places. Okay, so she's just made a comment that when she went going out for drinking and eating was mainly at hotels and is wondering what some really popular eating places are, like around the Pointe waterfront. Pointe.
Yeah, Pointe.
Yeah. So maybe that's a great topic for future.
Yeah, I think we could probably do a session around maybe the geographical areas and some of the highlight around those. So let's definitely look at that. You know, maybe we could probably break that up and actually do a culinary one.
Oh, that would be amazing. I would also be very interested in that.
Right.
There's a lot of it over there, so yeah, there's quite a bit to cover.
Todd just mentioned that he visited Dubai around 2 years ago and they personally had difficulty finding some places to go out for some drinks like beers and wine. And he's just wondering, is that changing over the time? Is it becoming more popular to have bars and restaurants?
Yeah, there are some bars and restaurants that do sit in isolation, but a lot of them are obviously connected to hotels in some shape or form. But you certainly have lots of independent restaurants and bars that sit along beside those in certain areas. So I think we'll definitely, obviously, there's a need for us to go through that in some detail. So let's cover that, Todd, in our webinar in 4 weeks' time. So after the family one in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
Yeah, there's so many options in terms of, going out for a drink or bite to eat.
But it's a great question.
Yeah.
And I think that just indicates the many myths that exist around different destinations. And so these webinars are really helpful to dispel a lot of that.
Absolutely.
So a question here around the best time to visit Dubai. And I know you'll probably say any time of year, but is there a particular time that's most popular for visitors?
I think if you're talking in terms of weather temperatures, from about mid-October until sort of early May, the weather in Dubai is lovely, and it goes through different phases in that as well of weather. So, you will find in January, February, it's actually a little bit cooler in the evenings, and you need to wear sweaters. And the daytime, will be in the mid-20s, which is lovely. So roughly from about mid-October, you should start to get sort of, early 30s, late 20s in terms of temperature, and it starts really heating up from sort of mid-May, right the way through till sort of end of September, early October. So, but Dubai is very much accustomed to all weather types. So in the summer, you just change, what you do everywhere is very well air conditioned, and you may just change your itinerary around to doing certain things earlier in the morning, or in the evening, and then in the afternoons you might, carry out activities that are indoor.
And talking about different climates and activities indoor, Neville has asked if the ski dome is still operating.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will definitely cover that in the family webinar in 2 weeks' time.
And a question from Catherine, does the monorail still go through the city?
Yes, it definitely does. The monorail, there's 2 lines, the red and the green line, and you can actually take the monorail from the airport right through the city of Dubai as well, down to the Dubai Marina. It's also, I should mention, that the monorail stops are air conditioned as well. So when you're waiting for the monorail to arrive, you'll be in an air conditioning bubble, so to speak, as well. So great way to avoid traffic in the city as well, but also to connect you to the major shopping malls as well.
And a question from Monica around desert resorts. She's just wondering, are there return transfers from Dubai and the airport where you could could you recommend somewhere for a one-night stay?
So there's two key desert resorts, and then there's one sort of more which is more towards the mountains on the border of Oman, which is also beautiful as well. So you would normally organise transfers through the DMC that was being booked with, but transfers are obviously available out to the desert resorts. For a one-night stay, I mean, you have either Al Maha, they're both very different. So Al Maha is slightly more exclusive, no children, and slightly higher end. Everything's inclusive and beautiful nature, experiencing the wildlife there. So a different experience altogether. And then Bab al Shams is also very beautiful, traditional, has, as Cherie mentioned earlier in the presentation, the beautiful restaurant, with lots of live cooking and entertainment outdoors as well. So they're both, you can both do it, but I would really say you need, to be honest, to be fair to the whole desert experience, you need more than one night there.
Good advice. Thanks, Julie. We're almost out of time, so I'm going to ask one more question. But while I'm asking the guys the question, if you are interested in any particular topics, please feel free to type it into the question box so that we know what the popular topics are. We've got family in 2 weeks' time, and then it sounds like popular consensus is to have culinary in a month's time. So please just type in any topics of interest. So the last question I've got from Todd, and he's just wondering if you can explain the 24-hour check-in at hotels that Dubai has.
So for the 24 hours, basically what that means is that the time that you arrive, so your flight arrives into Dubai from Australia, you can actually check into your hotel straight away, and then it'll give you 24 hours basically to check out for the following day as well. So what it means is that if you're, arriving in at 6 a.m., which a lot of flights do, is that you can go straight to your hotel without having to wait for a 2 p.m. check-in, and you can actually then, relax, unwind, and to start to your day, and then you'll check out the following day at, say, 6 a.m. or whichever time you checked in as well. So great for, obviously, onwards connecting flights to Europe as well, for their times that they fly out of Dubai as well. So that's essentially it. And a lot of the hotels in Dubai do participate in the 24-hour check-in now.
Well, that's fantastic. And that was a great question, Todd, because that's very unfamiliar to us here in Australia. It's, check in at 2 and you've got to get out by 10 a.m. So it's fantastic to see the destination welcome such, transient individuals, enables you to just have those quick stopovers and explore the destination with the minimal time that you've got if you're just transiting. So that's fantastic. Well, we're right on 3 o'clock, so we're going to leave it there. I just want to thank Julie and Sharif for once again putting together this really informative webinar for members. And members, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to connect with us and to learn. This webinar is being recorded and will be on the AFTA website for your viewing pleasure. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.